Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What is this? This is Tanks and Tuddies, presented by Tubbs and Franke. It's been a minute since I hit you with a long intro, so I figured I'd bring it back. Episode 102 this week. Nothing special, but a little bit back to our old touch. A lot of sports this week, not a lot of segments. Stanley Cup wrapped up. We had some golf drama, as well as the College World Series. We're finally going to talk about College World Series. So with all those sports being talked about, we figured we wouldn't have time for segments. And, of course, I have to go early because I want to go support my girlfriend. Hashtag simp. Hashtag boyfriend of the year. Well, let's get right into it. Frankie, how was your weekend?
My weekend was very busy. Back on the road this weekend, we were traveling out to Chattanooga, looking at trying to potentially move out there. Not going to lie, we were expecting better, but it was still fun. I got out there Thursday, met up with one of Paige's classmates who is originally from Chattanooga. Went out to a rooftop bar called Whiskey Thief overlooking the Tennessee River. That was super cool. Honestly, I was expecting it to be more expensive than it was, but it was nice. I had like a tall boy craft beer that was like $8, which really for a tall boy like craft beer, that wasn't that bad. So we had one drink, went to a Italian restaurant. I had a create your own pasta that was absolutely delicious. And then we went to another bar downtown Chattanooga. A little different vibes. It was super chill, but I don't really know how to describe it. It was like kind of a classic bar, but also had like touches of modern. I don't know. It was cool though. That place was definitely expensive. I think we each had 3 drinks and we spent like $70 or something like that. It was kind of crazy, but I had some different drinks there, so that was cool. Friday, I worked a little bit in the morning, and then Paige and I did some exploring. We went up to what is called Lookout Mountain in Tennessee and went on Sunset Rock, which overlooks all of Tennessee. I don't know if I sent you any of those pictures. It was fucking gorgeous. Just literally overlooks all of Chattanooga, and it's like actual mountains. It's not just like a fake fucking hill. So that was cool. Then Friday night, we drove around some suburbs and just tried to see like what the surrounding areas are. Kind of looking like, especially with us trying to live there eventually, maybe. Just seeing what was around there. Came home, got up early on Saturday, went and did some more driving to look at some other suburbs. Found this one called Hickson that was really nice. It's about 20 minutes outside of Chattanooga. And then we met up with some of Paige's classmates again on Saturday. It was another group of, one guy and his girlfriend. We went to a burger restaurant that was pretty cool. You ordered just at the counter. They brought it out to you. This dude bought some wings at the restaurant, and he's like, these are Texas wings. You have to try them. He's like, if you like any type of spice, you have to try them. So I took a bite of one of these wings, and at first I was like, oh, like this is kind of sweet. And then all of a sudden my mouth was just on fire. And he's like, yeah, like it kind of burns for a while. And like it wasn't, like I can eat spicy things, but it fucking burned for a bit.
Yeah, it's not enjoyable.
Yeah, so then we walked down to the pier, got some ice cream after we were done eating, went to one of the parks that's on the other side of the river. They had live music and everything going on. Walked across the pedestrian bridge that's in Chattanooga. That was super cool. And then went out to the Topgolf in Chattanooga. It was like an hour and a half wait before we could get a bay because it's only a one-story Topgolf. But they had bags, they had drinks, they had mini golf. We did all of that just to waste some time, and then I think we did 90 minutes at Topgolf, so that was fun. We played the new block party game. If you go to Topgolf with people who haven't been to Topgolf or haven't really played golf, I suggest block party. It's a great game. But yeah, that was a blast. And then on Sunday, drove back home, drove through a couple other suburbs on the way home outside of Nashville. I bought some card packs on Sunday. Had to get back in the game.
How far from Memphis is Chattanooga?
It's about 4 or 5 hours.
Oof.
Yeah.
That type of drive on a Sunday is never fun.
Honestly, it wasn't bad just because we made a couple stops.
Yeah.
I will say one of the suburbs that we went through outside of Nashville, it's called Murfreesboro. They had a Culver's, which I was shocked because Culver's is just not a thing down here. So I was like, maybe we should look at moving to Murfreesboro eventually. But
right.
I will say it's been fucking hot here this week. We're currently under a heat advisory. It's like 98 degrees outside, and the heat index is supposed to be like 112. So I have not been doing anything other than sitting inside basically since we got back on Sunday. And I don't think our AC is working to the best. It's currently 80 degrees in our apartment. So,
oof.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok on, I think it was today, and it was like, how many Culvers are in your state? And Tennessee, I just looked just for fun. There are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are only 9 Culvers in Tennessee.
Yeah, no, it's like not a thing down here, and it sucks. Also, Qdoba's not a thing down here, but I just sent you pictures from this Sunset Rock. Once it sends, you should check this out. It's pretty fucking dope. But
all right, well, sending though. My weekend, I had a pretty good one. Sid and I went down to the parents' spot again. Got there Friday. We went and saw. Went and showed Sid and my father the deck because they both weren't there to see it. Sat out there for a little bit, talked. Went for a little golf cart ride. Just a real chill Friday night. Watched the Game 6 of the Stanley Cup. And then Saturday we had a tea time. So we went and played golf. We did me and Sid versus my dad and brother. It was a little rematch of the one from my birthday. My dad and brother won, so the series is 1-1 now. But I had one of the coolest golf shots of my life. It was on hole 16. And we were down 1 at this point. So I'm like, ooh, it's a tight game. Probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to try it. So basically, I had a bunch of trees right in front of me. And I was about, I want to say I was like 105 from the hole. And it was either try to punch through these trees. And there was like 6 or 7 of them. So there was a high probability that I'm going to smack one of the trees. Or I could open it up and go over and just put it a little bit short was my guesstimate. So I grabbed my 50 degree that I got from you, actually. And I opened that fucker up, and I just let loose, and it went boom right over, and it sat just short of the green on the right side. It was fucking awesome. Right in front of Sid, too. That makes it better, you know. I don't know how she actually felt about it, but I felt like a goddamn god after I hit that. And then we proceeded to bogey the hole, so that wasn't fun. But I think we pushed that hole. No, we lost it because going into the last 2, we were down 2. So... and then 17, my dad hits an actual fucking rope, puts it about 10 feet short. So I'm like, yeah, we're fucked. Anyways, so that was fun. It was real hot. So we got back. We took a nap for about an hour, and then we did some swimming, some tanning, because it was like, it had been really hot here last week, like 94, 95, like you have right now. It's finally cooling off a bit, but we swam, hung out for a little bit, and then just had some drinks, sat by the fire, went for a golf cart ride. And then Sunday headed home. Sunday, I wasn't feeling very good. I was just, like, super drained. I think it was from being out in the sun like that. The golf / I did drink a little bit Saturday night, but it wasn't anything insane. So Sunday when I got home, I was like, man, I need a nap. And so I took a nap, and then I proceeded to do nothing that I needed to get done. I didn't buy any groceries or anything, but luckily I had enough to get through Monday. So Sunday was a real chill day for me. Watched the golf, obviously, we're going to talk about later. But yeah, that was it. Real chill Sunday. So, Locks and Longshots, then let's get it going. Locks, horrible. 19, 15, and 1. 54%. Franke went ahead and put the percentages in here so we can kind of look at who's doing better where. Still open, Torque, over 28.5 home runs. He's still in AAA. So, I don't remember the date that I threw out of, I'm going to throw an L on this if he isn't called up by this date, but we'll just leave it there until I feel like it. Last week, I took the under in Game 5 of Panthers Oilers, and the final score was 5-3. So that was like a big-time L, like not even close. So this week, I've been watching a lot of golf. Like every Sunday I get home and I do my cooking / laundry / whatever it is on Sunday to get ready for the week. I'll throw the golf on. And every fucking week it feels like this guy has been right there at the end. So we're going to take him top 20. Ashke Bhatia. Don't even know if I said that right.
I think it's Akshay.
He's a lefty, isn't he?
Yeah. He's the guy that had the shoulder thing where he dislocated his shoulder before.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But yeah, he wears these real tight short pants every weekend. He looks like a friggin' nerd, but he's right there at the top every fucking week. So we're gonna put him top 20. I didn't put the line. I think it was minus 110. It's also the Rocket Mortgage real easy course. It's my home state course. And he's just there every week, I feel like, when I'm watching. So we're just gonna take him top 20 at minus 110. And then long shots, also not good. 10, 22, and 1. That's a 30% clip. Still open, though. Scooble Cy Young. I got it at plus 1,600, like you guys all know. It's plus 180 now. Burns is just staying right there. Scooble's got lit up his last 2 starts. I think he gave up 6 or 7 earned last week to the Braves. And Burns has just been real good. So still the favorite. Still feeling good about it. I believe, who are they playing tonight? They're playing the Phillies tonight. So need a big start out of him. At least he can take out some of that power from Schwarbs. Is Harper a lefty or am I dumb?
No, Harper's a lefty.
Okay, so Schwarbs and Harper, who have been absolutely unreal lately. Well, maybe not Schwarber, more Harper. Harper had like fucking 6 RBIs last night
has been
3
insane.
extra base hits. Schwarber isn't insane when I need him to be, so that's all that matters. Anyways, Tigers to win the Central plus 350. I should just put an L on that, but I'm still leaving it. I don't know why. And then obviously Terrion Arnold, we'll talk about that more towards football season, but he's still there. Anyways, last week I said initially I had Oilers, and then my mind changed because I was like, don't go with your heart, go with your brain. Well, I should have went with the heart. My brain was stupid. Panthers minus 1.5 lost. They lost the game outright. So this week we're just going to change something up here. So I've been doing Dinger Tuesday along with Franke. I only do one a week because for whatever reason my account maxes my total free bet back at 25, so there's no point in doing other players. So the player this week that I'm going with is Bobby Witt. The only reason is that he sold a parlay of mine last night. I had a 2-leg dinger parlay. It was Ellie and Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt didn't hit one, so that means he's going to hit one tonight at plus 400. So yeah, we're gonna take it. Oh, and I sent you that thing. He hit a fly out to center. And it would have been a home run in 20 of... How many MLB teams are there? 30?
30.
20 out of 30 ballparks. So he's played in the same ballpark, but I don't know. Hopefully the weather's better or something.
Hit 413 feet.
Yeah, 413, didn't get out. So he's due. He also had a double. Dude's crushing the ball, plus 400. Need it. Your Locks and Longshots. You've been on a fucking heater, huh?
I have. I am 33-20 on my locks. It's up to 62.2%. We lost the Western Conference to win the Cup, but props to the Oilers for even making it a series. We had the Tigers-Braves Nerfy last Wednesday. That was with Scooble on the mound. That hit. I believe it was in the minus 170 range, which is right on the line of where we said we would count locks, but... we'll count it for this week. I had the Mets money line Tuesday last week versus the Rangers for the Grimace money line. They did win, and I believe they ended up losing the next game, I think, because Book It with Trent took them. So Grimace money line came to an end there. But that was 2 and 3 last week. We don't have anything open now. Damn. I'm going to have to get a future lock out there soon.
Did you realize how crazy their win on Tuesday was too?
No.
So they were down 6-2 going into the 6th. They came back and won it 7-6 on a walk-off. Or no, they didn't walk it off. They were on the road, sorry. But in top of the 9th, they scored the game-winning run.
Oh, yeah, I think I did hear that. But yeah, dub either way. This week we're going Nationals-Padres Nerfy on Wednesday. Daniel Hers versus Dylan Cease. Little known pitcher Daniel Hers has been really good for the Nationals so far. Cease has been kind of struggling for the Padres, but it's also the Nationals. Trust them to get 3 outs there both ways. We're going Phillies money line tonight versus the Tigers. Not sure if you saw this tweet. The Detroit Tigers have not beaten the Philadelphia Phillies in a baseball game since April 30th, 2019.
Wow.
Simple facts.
That's a crazy stat.
I have to that's 5 years. The Tigers have not beaten the Phillies in 5 years. Granted, they don't play that often.
haven't played the Phillies with Cy Young Skubal in 5 years, though.
That's probably also true.
But they also have a generationally horrible offense. So
yeah, right. It's going to be a fucking pitcher's duel tonight. I'm trusting the Phillies bullpen more than I am the Tigers bullpen, which is probably smart. We'll take the Phillies minus 122. And then last one, I'm going to take Cam Young, top 20, minus 140 this week at the Rocket Mortgage. Cam Young shot 11 under on Saturday last week. So I'm just going to ride that and hope that in an easy course he can finish in the top 20. So
I shot 11 under on my golf game yesterday, so no big deal.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You should do it in real person, but
I wish.
Long shots 16 and 38. Record doesn't look good. Percentage doesn't look good. It's only 29.6%, but we have been on an absolute tear. I believe we're up to 3 weeks now on dingers.
Yeah. Yep.
3 weeks on dingers. Hit 2 of them last week. Still have Soto out there for the regular season home run leader. I think he's like 9th currently. When I saw it today. Yeah, he's in there, but there's some sluggers up in front of him. You got Shohei, you got Judge, you got J-Ram. There's some big names that are making a case, making a push. So I need Soto to step up here. But last week, we had Shohei for Dinger Tuesday, plus 240. That hit. I believe he had an absolute nuke, and it was later in the game. And then, we had Schwarber, Dinger Tuesday last week.
Inning. Sorry, Schwarber was 6th inning.
I was going to say one of them was late in the game, but we hit both of them. Plus 240, plus 310. That's now 4 straight dingers in 3 weeks that we've hit. Obviously, I'm going to have to keep it rolling. We also hit Tennesse to win the College World Series at plus 300. That's a huge dub. Plus a little bit of a personal dub for me, considering that Tennesse is my college baseball team, since Wisconsin doesn't have a college baseball team. I think I actually watched every game of the series. So it was a great final series. Could not have asked for a better Game 3 to finish the series. We'll talk about that a little bit later. This week, I'm throwing out Bobby Witt Jr., Dinger Tuesday, riding along with Jake. I think Bobby Witt is due after last night, and wind's blowing out in KC. They're facing a shitty pitcher, Yanni Chirinos, for Miami. Couldn't get a better matchup here. Bobby Witt is one of the better players in the MLB right now, so trust in that. And then we're going with Rolls Royce Lewis, my new nickname, for Dinger Tuesday. Royce Lewis is on an absolute fucking tear. His 162 game pace, he hasn't played the whole year because of injury and everything. He's been injured quite a bit in the past. But if you look at his 162 game pace, he's on like a 50 home run pace. It might actually be higher than that. Over 162 games. In the 20 games that he's been back this year, he's already at like 10 home runs or something like that. It's crazy. They're playing in Chase Field where it's 106 degrees today. Ball is going to absolutely fly. Brandon Pfaadt's pitching. He's not amazing, but he's not bad. We're just going to take a giant power hitter versus a not fantastic pitcher. So that's what we're rolling with.
By the way, I went and looked. Oh, Tani hit one in the 6th inning, and Schwarber hit one in the 8th.
That's what it was. Yep.
So, anyways, Stanley Cup
Schwarber's
Finals.
Was an absolute nuke, by the way. I don't know if you saw it. He pimped the shit out of it. I remember the video now.
Who were they playing? Was it the Giants? I remember he hit a fucking nuke against the Giants, but I don't think that was the one last week.
No, I don't think it was.
No, because they were at home too.
It was in Philly.
The Giants
I can
was
tell
on
you
the road.
that.
By the way, I believe I'm going to Philly for Sid's birthday. She's got an aunt that lives out there, so I'm going to probably go catch a game at Citizens Bank.
That would be interesting.
I think that ballpark. They're playing the Padres.
I'm potentially going to Charlotte this weekend, but
Jesus, you guys just be doing shit every fucking weekend.
Well, we only have a short amount of time before Paige is back in class. We got to figure out where the fuck we want to live within the next 2 years.
Well, you got plenty of time. 2 years.
It's probably not even that long, but
Stanley Cup Finals. I watched every single game, so I'm going to dominate this discussion here because I believe you didn't watch a lot of them.
I watched the third period of Game 7.
Yeah, and it wasn't even the full third period. We were arguing about it.
Watched the last 15 minutes of the third period of Game 7.
There you go. So it was the best Stanley Cup final in a minute, in my opinion. Obviously, it went Game 7. It's the first Game 7 since the Blues and Bruins in 2019. But this series, just with the 3-0 comeback and McDavid just putting on an absolute show, and you could just feel the tenseness in that crowd for Game 7. So just to kind of wrap up in a sense, so last week when we recorded, Edmonton was down 3-1. They won Game 5, 5-3, like I said earlier. That one was a little bit of a nail-biter, and then they pulled away at the end. And then Game 6 was 5-1, but it was a way closer 5-1 than it seems like. Edmonton went up 1-0 early. They scored, I want to say, like 5-6 minutes into the game. And then Florida ended up scoring, but it got called back for offsides. And then the second period, Edmonton went up 2-0, and then the Panthers made it 2-1. And then Edmonton scored early in the third, 3-1. And then Florida pulled with like 6 minutes left, and Edmonton got 2 empty netters. So way closer game than it seems like. And then obviously Game 7 was last night. One of the most fun / anxiety-ridden games I've watched as a non-fan. Because like the type of anxiety I had last night was the only similar feeling was when Michigan played in the college football playoff and when the Lions were in the playoffs. Like that's the only feeling I've ever felt. And it's for a team I don't really give a shit about. But Florida scored early 1-0, and then Edmonton bounced right back within like 2 minutes of that goal to tie it up. And then it was tied forever. Not forever. No, sorry. Second period, late in the second period, Florida scored to make it 2-1. So then the third period, Florida really parked the bus. I think they didn't have a single shot attempt in the last 14 minutes that wasn't on an empty netter. Because when they would get the puck in the zone, they would just slowly send it down the ice to avoid the icing. They were even taking icings at one point just to park the bus. It was fucking awesome. And then the last 5 minutes were just absolutely chaotic. You watched that part. Bobrovsky was fucking standing on his head at some points. He had so many saves where the announcers watch it back, and they're like, how did he see that puck?
The one where he lost his stick and was just basically dancing in front of the net, pucks going everywhere. I don't know how Edmonton did not score there.
It was literally NHL when you're goalie and you're just smashing the buttons trying to get a hold on a puck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so McDavid had the puck alone in front of the net, made a sweet move to deke the Bobrovsky, and then Florida barely reached in to poke it out, but that should have been a goal, and then that's when he lost the stick, and then Edmonton held it in the zone for like another minute and a half, 2 minutes, until finally they got it out, and Bobrovsky was able to get his stick back. But it was just a phenomenal game. But we had a little bit of controversy. End of the game, Florida wins, obviously. They win the Stanley Cup. Congrats to them, first ever in history. Boring champion, if you ask me. Edmonton obviously would have been better for the NHL, I believe, because it's a hockey city. They haven't won one in however long. A Canadian team hasn't won one in however long.
I was going to say, Canada still is not on the board.
Nope. They will be eventually, though. I mean, well, of course they will eventually. But look at the teams you got in Canada. You got Edmonton's going to be good again next year. Toronto's good every year. Montreal's young and could be good. And then Calgary's in the middle of a rebuild. Vancouver's the other one. Vancouver was great this year. So Canada's going to get one eventually. But for now, honestly, I should have bet. I wish it wasn't Edmonton that was the Canadian team in, because I would have been full-on dick riding Florida because, USA. But I love Edmonton. I love McDavid. Anyways, the controversy. End of the game, they're announcing the Conn Smyth winner. And I honestly, as I was watching, I was like, this is kind of weird. They seem like they're rushing this. And the reason they rushed it is because they gave it to McDavid. Oh, sorry. For those that don't know, the Conn Smyth is basically the MVP of the Stanley Cup Final. Or is it the? I think for NHL it's for the playoffs though.
I was gonna say I think it's the playoffs.
So for the NHL it's the MVP of the entire playoffs, and they gave it to McDavid. And initially I was like, what the fuck? They didn't give it to Bobrovsky? But then when you look back at it, McDavid broke the points record in the playoffs. He was also just extremely pivotal role in Edmonton making that 3-0 comeback to force a Game 7. And Bobrovsky was shit in Games 4, 5, and 6. So I get it. McDavid did earn it. But the debate here, and I want to get into this a little bit with you, is should a losing player be allowed to win the MVP for the finals / playoffs? What do you think?
I mean, I don't think it should be ruled out that somebody on the losing team can win it, because there could be guys where, like, take baseball, for example. If you get a pitcher or something on the losing team, like if a series goes 7 games like this, if you get a pitcher out there that throws a fucking no-hitter, doesn't give up a single run the entire World Series that he pitches, comes in, but his offense is dog shit. Like, say if the Tigers made the World Series right now, and Scuba went out there, threw a no-hitter in one game, came back in, like, Game 5, and pitched a shutout in, like, say he pitched 8 shutout innings or something, didn't allow a run, and then they lose in Game 7 or something like that, but all of them were, like, low-scoring games. Yeah, absolutely, I would say that, like, okay, Tarek Skubal would deserve that. So I don't think it's out of the question.
Unless the opposing team had a similar player that was like, holy fuck, this is, like, out of the world good. Then you give it to them over them. But I was going to say, in that example, though, your ace, if he's having that good of a start, he's going to pitch Game 7. Now, if he pitched Game 7 and gave up, let's say he comes in late, right? I'm trying to think of an example recently. I feel like there's something out there where the ace came in as kind of like a closer. I feel like Mad Bum did it in 2012.
Scherzer,
the Tigers.
Kershaw.
Scherzer's probably done it. Yeah. So let's say they're having a stellar, postseason. Say he pitches Game 1, phenomenal. Game 5, phenomenal. And then Game 7, they come in as a closer, and they give up the game-winning run. Do you still give it to them?
No.
Just for one run.
Even if they threw I feel
like you got to take the no-hitter out of the equation. Because if you throw a no-hitter in the World Series and you pitch a great Game 2, and then you give up one run, you're still going to get it if you threw a no-hitter. Because has there ever even been a no-hitter in the World Series? There was a combined.
I don't remember if Roy Halladay's was in the World Series.
No, his was NLCS.
It was just okay, that's NLCS. What I thought. Yeah, other than the Astros combined, I don't know if there has been.
My other point here was that the NFL is the only one that shouldn't allow it. I understand other series because they can go 7 games. The NFL is the only one that's like one game. That's Super Bowl MVP. And also the way the award is now, it's a quarterback award, so the winning quarterback is going to win it even if they didn't have a great game.
Yeah, look at this year with, Purdy won it, right? Or not Purdy. Mahomes won it.
And he had like an okay game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I feel like the last non-quarterback was Cooper Kupp, and he had to go for like 240 yards and 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. But with it being one game, I feel like the NFL will always go. There's been some Super Bowl MVPs that weren't on the winning team, but nowadays it'll go to the quarterback just for the clicks and the money for the NFL.
That's the thing. Like, the only way I could see an opposing player in the NFL winning it would be like
I feel like if they broke a record,
throwing for a shit ton of yards and losing on like a walk-off field goal, as the other team didn't really have any single player that stood out, and it was just like a combined team effort.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way I could see it, but I feel like it's just so rare.
Yep. I feel like for the Super Bowl being one game, it should always just go to who we think was the best player on the winning team, because you don't deserve most valuable player if you weren't able to get it done. I don't care.
Yeah.
Unless I do see the side of like, oh, they broke a Super Bowl record. That's the only way.
Like if a quarterback went out there and threw for 500 yards and still lost in a super high scoring game where the other team had like a fumble 6 or a block kick 6 to score a couple points, and the other the winning team's quarterback only threw for like 250 yards and 2 touchdowns or something, and like none of the receivers had a huge game, none of the running backs had a huge game. That's like the only way.
Yep, I agree. But yeah, congrats to the Panthers. It was a fucking awesome series. I'm gonna miss sports other than baseball. The dog days have officially started for us non-baseball lifers. My team's not good anymore. I wish the Tigers played the way they are now at the start of the season. And now they'd be playing the way they did at the start of the season because it'd give me an excuse to watch. But it's like, what do? I got no sports to watch.
Do have 2 Stanley Cup thoughts.
Okay, go ahead.
First off, the Flames.
Mm-hmm.
What would the Flames be if they didn't trade Tkachuk?
No different. Tkachuk excels in Florida because of those around him.
You think?
Calgary's got nothing.
But I feel like they're close enough to being good that like Tkachuk could be a huge piece in their rebuild.
That's the thing, though, is that in the NHL, unless you are like generational, like Austin Matthews, Sidney Crosby, obviously, Ovechkin, Connor McDavid, if you're just a great player, you're not going to make a huge difference versus the generational obviously can. But Calgary now, what did they even do last year? They didn't make the playoffs. I know that. They were close. They had 81 points. They were just below 500. So I think if Tkachuk was on the team, they would have made the playoffs, but then they would have done nothing. Because you got to have the goalie. They had Bobrovsky. You got to have the defense. They had the defense, and then you got to have that top line's got to be awesome. And Florida's is, Calgary's wouldn't have been. So
yeah.
What's your other thought?
My other thing is ESPN fucked up bad. They presented the Stanley Cup trophy to Tkachuk. He made his turn, did the lift of the trophy, and ESPN missed it.
Oh,
I don't know if you... Yeah, I will have to find the video on Twitter.
That.
But, like, they handed him the trophy, and you know how he, like, skates around the corner and then lifts it. He skated around the corner, and the camera didn't turn all the way, and you completely missed him lifting it. And then they cut to a different camera where he was bringing it down. You missed the entire first person lifting the trophy.
Tkachuk was
What an embarrassment. Okay, but still, like...
I think Tkachuk was third.
Yeah, it was just like...
Because it was Barkov
it was
first,
bad.
And then it went to... I want to say it went to Ekblad next because he's been in Florida forever. My one complaint with the Stanley Cup things was... I don't know if it was like players cussing or if the crowd was chanting something, but my fucking sound kept cutting out, and I would assume it was from the broadcast.
Oh,
and I'm like,
probably.
this is ridiculous. Like, it would be like right when the commissioner's talking too, and like saying, you know, all the great things about Florida. I'm like, this is ridiculous, but still cool to see. I ended up cutting it short because I realized I'm like, I don't really care that much. It was cool to see. Who's their coach? What's his name? I forget their coach's name, but he's been in the league so long. He got his first head coaching gig at 28 with the Hartford Whalers, and he just finally won one. And he was doing an interview with ESPN's like on the glass person, and they brought the cup over to him. So he's like, "Oh, excuse me, 1 second." They hand the cup to him. He kisses it. He raises it up, and then hands it to somebody else. And then he goes right back to his interview like it's nothing. And I was like, "That's a good guy. That's a good guy."
I just sent you the video, by the way, of the trophy lift. But
okay, check this out quick.
You sent it on Twitter? Yeah, I sent it on Twitter. I will say, Edmonton's fan base is fucking awesome. Actually, both of these fan bases are pretty good. I feel like Florida showed
out.
I was going to say, I feel like Florida got shit on for a really long time for not having a good fan base, and they showed up, especially last night. Edmonton's fan base is awesome, especially one certain one. Really cool. But yeah, for not watching much of this and just turning on mostly for Game 7, great finish to a series. Awesome that Edmonton was even able to make this a series. I think I said last week when it was 3-1 that I thought, when it was 3-1, I said that it was over anyways, and I thought Florida was going to win it pretty easily. Edmonton obviously proved me wrong. It's tough to beat a team 4 times in a row. So
yeah, 100%. By the way, I watched the video. So Barkov was the first one to get it, and he turned the corner. They missed it. I didn't even notice that.
Yep,
that's wild. Well, let's get into the golf then. I don't think we'll be talking NHL at all much more. The Red Wings made a trade today. I'll talk to you about it after the show. It's not important enough to bring up on here, but holy shit. Travelers Championship. So I watched a little bit of this on Saturday when we got back. That was my nap. But the only thing we really need to talk about here is 2 things. 1, the winner, and 2, the drama. So let's start with the drama. 18th green. Let me set the scene for you. Tom Kim is
one back.
He needs a birdie, and he needs Scheffler to par to force a playoff. They're playing together. they're on the green. Tom Kim's got a very makeable birdie putt. Scottie looks like he's going to par. And all of a sudden, protesters storm the green, and it is just chaos. They were protesting Just Stop Oil. It's a big organization. I see them on TikTok all the time. They like to block traffic over in Europe. So they rushed the green. What did their shirts say? Do you remember? It said... I
have no clue. I couldn't.
I think it was like... Oh, there's your weekly sirens. I think it was like something like Dead Earth, No Golf or something like that. I think there was 4 or 5 of them. They like stormed the green. They lit off smoke bombs. They fucked up the green. And yeah, it was just huge beta energy. But some of the memes that came out of it were great, like the jokes about Scottie thinking he was in a prison knife fight and had to get out of Shiv. That was hilarious.
I saw the one about how Scottie like smiled as soon as they got tackled, and somebody was like, "Oh, he's probably thinking like, man, these guys are going to jail. If they need a lawyer, they should hit me up."
Yep, hit me up for a lawyer. So then I got up from my nap like right as this shit was happening, so I was kind of looking into it. I don't know how long the break was, but it had to have been a while. And then they come back, and then Tom Kim drains the putt with some, you can see some like dust maybe from the smoke bomb on the green, and drains the putt to force the playoff. They recut the hole on 18. They moved it. I want to say they moved it like eight or 9 feet. I don't remember what they said. So then they come back and replay. I didn't know this, but Tom Kim might be the slowest golfer in the history of golfers. I don't know if it was just the playoff or if that's how he always is. He stood over that ball for so long on the 18th tee in the playoff, and then they cut to Scottie. He puts his ball in there, and he steps right up. He smacks it right down the middle. I was like, what the fuck?
I love it, too, because Scottie and Tom Kim are, like, best friends. I don't know if you remembered any of that from Full Swing, but they, like, are best friends. So there were some videos after. Actually, I'll save that until we finish the rest. But
yeah, we haven't even figured out what happened with the hole. So Tom Kim drove him by a lot. Scottie hit a 3-wood. And then Scottie put it real close. Tom Kim hit a beautiful wedge shot. It looked so good. And ended up just short in the bunker. So Scottie, shocker, won it with a par. Tom Kim bogeyed, I believe. Go ahead with what you were going to say. Sorry.
Well, there was 2 things. One, did you see that Scottie winning this event actually brought down his average earnings?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's won 6 of his last 10 events or whatever. And his average earnings were somewhere in like the 3.8 range, $3.8 million. This brought it down to 3.5 because he's just won so much that it
so many big ones
brought it down. Yeah. But no, like Scottie and Tom are so close that I don't know if Tom is like a godparent to Scottie's kid, but Tom like was walking off and like saw Scottie's wife, went up to her and like congratulated him. They were like talking for a little bit, had the baby, and Scottie's wife was like saying to the baby like, "Oh, here's Uncle Tom," and I was like, I don't know if that's like a godparent type of thing, but they're that close that Tom Kim is Uncle Tom to Scottie Scheffler's baby.
I don't remember the exact stat that I saw. Actually, I can find it.
Wait, was this the one? Go ahead.
It was basically something about how if you take out tournaments that Scottie hasn't played in and non-majors / non-signatures. Oh, here we go. I got it right here. 2024 signature event winners: Century, Kirk, Pebble, Wyndham, Genesis, Hideki. Scottie switches to the mallet putter. Bay Hill, Scottie wins it. Players, Scottie wins it. Heritage, Scottie wins it. Wells Fargo, Rory. Guess what? Scottie didn't play. Memorial, Scottie. Travelers, Scottie just won it. This dude has won every signature event this year. Fucking insane.
I will say...
Sorry, not everyone this year, but since he switched that putter.
I will say, I think that's also, like, if Liv didn't exist, this obviously wouldn't be happening.
I think Bryson would have got one from him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the PGA just isn't as star-loaded as they were hoping it to be after losing some of these guys to the Liv. I don't know. I'm not saying that, like, it's making the PGA Tour less exciting. I guess it is, though. It's not making it less. No, it is also making it kind of less competitive because Scottie's just running away with it. I don't know. Like I wouldn't say it's a worse product. Like
I think
I
it's
still enjoy
competitive.
watching. Yeah.
It's still competitive because Scottie isn't just running away with every tournament. There's a lot of tournaments where he's got to make a putt to win it, or obviously this one it went to a playoff. There was the one he came back, or was it the Masters that he came back? No, he was in control from day one pretty much. There was one tournament where he was down 3 or 4 on Sunday and he came all the way back. That one the one he beat Wyndham. That was a while back.
Oh, yeah.
But he was down like 4 or 5 to start the day and he shot 6-7 under to come back. It's not less competitive, but he would definitely have less. If you like guys like Brooks, John Rahm is still very good. Bryson, like we said, those guys all are guys that can just go off and win a tourney.
Yeah, there was something about like their earnings percentage this year, and it's like if you won every single event, your earnings percentage would be 100%. And like a good year is considered like 5 to 10% earnings percentage or something like that. And they're saying how like Rory's like 40%, Scottie is like 45% or something like that. And they're like, the crazy thing is Scottie isn't even the highest. Bryson is the highest at like 60% earnings percentage, which I don't know how that makes any sense, but
so that probably takes into account.
I think it was
finish,
just
because Bryson's been
PGA
amazing
Tour.
at every major,
Yeah.
And that is obviously the biggest earnings possible. He won the Open, so
and he was
that makes
third at the Masters.
Third at the Masters, yep. And then what was the other one? The championship? Not the championship.
Yeah, the PGA Championship.
He was like second or something. So it makes sense. I mean, top 5 in every single one with a win. Top 3 in every single one with a win. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Any other golf?
I'm going to say that this week's winner finishes at least 20 under.
I'd agree with that. I didn't throw it in my long shots, but I believe Ricky Fowler was plus odds for top 20. And he won last year, so why not come back out and have another good round? So
because Ricky Fowler sucks.
He's been horrible, but he won it last year. Maybe he likes the course.
I'm sure.
That's why I didn't put it on long shots, because I know he's been fucking horrible, and he's probably going to lose his tour card soon. But I liked him in full swing. I like him. I like the orange. Give him a shot. College World Series, this is where you're going to take over, because I'm going to throw in what I know. I watched the first 3 innings, and then NHL started. I came back in late in the game to check, but I saw the leadoff homer from Tennessee. The energy was electric in the stadium for both sides. It felt like it was a home game for both teams when they were up to bat. Like, that's how loud it was for both fans. I switched it off when it was 3-1. 3-1. I did see a bunt with 2 strikes to get on base was crazy. Then got to second on the throwaway, and then stole third and ended up scoring the tying run. That was to make it 1-1. That's what I saw. This is where you hop in and take it away.
Yeah, so I'm going to go right back to the beginning of the College World Series. Tennessee kind of made everybody in the SEC and ACC their own personal Livy Lang, if you know who that is.
That's
great reference there.
I can't believe the lore behind that.
Yeah, I won't even go into it anymore, but Tennessee didn't lose a game. They obviously had some tight ones. It started off with their walk-off win over Florida State in the first game of the actual College World Series. Great start to the entire tournament. Came back, beat North Carolina 6-1. North Carolina, mind you, is the number 4 team in the country. They made it seem like nothing, just cakewalk in the park. Never struggled that game. Had to wait a couple days. Ended up beating Florida State again, 7-2, advanced to the finals. Game 1 was a little shaky for Tennessee. Bats just could not get going. Lost 9-5 to Texas A&M. Texas A&M, mind you, is a very good team, number 3 in the country. They've got some absolute fucking ballers on their team. The dude that started pitching, I think it was in game 2. No, yeah. Actually, he didn't start game 2, but Cortez for Texas A&M Was out there throwing 102 miles an hour, just absolutely killing Tennessee. They ended up pulling out game 2, won 4-1. Bats just never really got going. And then yesterday, game 3, Christian Moore, who is going to be a first-round pick in the MLB draft this year, leads off the game, bottom of the first, with an absolute nuke to left field. Almost hit it to Peyton Manning and Morgan Wallen's box. Not sure if you saw that they were there. They were sitting together.
Peyton Manning was with Morgan Wallen?
Yep, they were in the same box together.
I saw that Peyton Manning was with the Rick Barnes and some other old fuck. I didn't know Morgan Wallen was there. That's cool.
Oh, Rick Barnes and Josh Heupel?
Yeah.
Yeah, Morgan Wallen was also in that box.
Oh,
that's the Tennessee football and Tennessee basketball coach, by the way, if you didn't know that. But yeah, Tennessee looked in control almost the entire game until the last 2 innings. Pitching got a little rough in the last 2 innings. But then Connell came in. That is the dude with the handlebar mustache. Absolute hoss of a dude. He is so cool.
So alpha. So alpha.
Yeah. Perfect fit for Tennessee. Couple wild pitches in the last inning. Made the game way closer than it should have been. Strikeout to end the game. Perfect finish. I will say, between Christian Moore and Hunter Ensley for Tennessee, they are so fun to watch. I'm sure they're both... Actually, I don't know if Ensley's going to get drafted. I don't remember what year he is. He is a phenomenal center fielder. He hits the ball so good. Did you see the catch that he made earlier in... I don't know if it was in the finals or if it was in the semifinals, where he crashed up against the wall, left the eye black on the wall.
We talked about that last week, yeah.
Yeah, the eye black was actually still...
That's so fucking cool.
Slide in game 3. Did I send it to you?
Mm-mm.
You have to go look this up. So there was a ball hit to right center field off the wall. He was on first base, took off from the crack of the bat. Everybody thought it was a home run. Throw comes into home, and on a dime, he basically juked out the catcher, and the catcher just completely throws his helmet off, like, into the dugout. It was so cool. I haven't watched a full College World Series in a long time, and after watching this one, I'm probably going to start watching every year College World Series. College baseball is just so much fun to watch, and I think there's such a different atmosphere than there is to MLB. It just, I don't know, it's hard to describe.
College baseball's atmosphere,
awesome.
This is the best way to put it for somebody who's not that big of a baseball guy. The College Baseball World Series atmosphere, honestly, for the whole, like, even the regionals, that atmosphere feels like an elimination game of the World Series with your team on the ropes, like, at home. Like, picture Game 5, you're down 3-1, you're at home. That atmosphere is the College World Series, even in the regional, though.
Yes.
That's kind of how it felt.
I think my favorite thing to watch this entire postseason has been Billy Amick for Tennessee and his walk-up music. I don't know if you've seen this, but every time he walks up, I don't remember what the song is called. It's such a popular song. The entire stadium just starts doing this clap to the song, and it's like...
What's the song? Sing it. Or don't sing it. Just say the words. I want to guess it.
I couldn't tell you the lyrics to it. That's the thing. It's a classic song. I just don't remember what the...
Sweet Caroline.
No.
Bum, bum, bum.
Fuck, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
Well, while you're trying to find it, this College World Series was the most I watched since Michigan made it to the final against Vandy. I watched a lot of the regionals for that one because somebody mentioned one time, hey, man, Michigan's pretty good at baseball. You been watching? I was like, no. So I ended up watching a lot, and that was a lot of fun. This one was good, though, man. There's a lot of good teams, a lot of sweet plays. Tennessee coming on top is a little bit boring, though. They're the 1 seed. I was rooting for A&M, I can't lie.
It's The Stroke by Billy Squire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you see, I'm going to get some of the details wrong probably, but I saw an interview. It was a Tennessee pitcher, I believe. His girlfriend was wearing a hat that had his last name, but it was Texas A&M colors, and they went into it. And she is the daughter of Texas A&M's
It's like
director of baseball operations.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And her brother is the bullpen catcher, or maybe the bullpen coach, one of the two for A&M. So just imagine that household. He was funny though. He was like, yeah, we don't talk about baseball much over there. And I was like, that's funny.
Fun note: did you see what the name of the pitching coach for Texas A&M is at all?
No.
Max Wiener.
Max Wiener. I did see that probably actually. That sounds familiar. Or maybe that was just my search history last night. What? Pause.
Whoa.
Whoa. Hey. Oh. Yeah, it was a pretty cool World Series. I had on like the last 2 innings, I want to say, on my phone while I had the cup was on the big screen, but fun game. The 9th was awesome. I can't lie, wanted A&M to make the comeback. I wanted a tie game. I wanted extra innings or a walk-off, obviously. That would have been cool.
I got a little worried. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, absolutely, man. At one point, they had what, first and second, 1 out?
Yeah.
Or no, it was just 1 runner on at all times, wasn't it?
No, I think they
it was runner on first, and then I'm going to try to recreate this in my head. It was runner on first. No, sorry. The dude doubled, and then the guy struck out, and then the guy singled to score him from second. Then that guy got to second on, like, I don't remember. He got to second, and then he got to third on a balk, and then he scored on a wild pitch, and then the guy struck out to end the game. That's what it was. Boom.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
No.
All right. Looks like you didn't do a guess who. That's fine. We can just do the grid because we are already at 52 minutes. And like I said, I got some volleyball to go judge. So let's knock out this grid. Let's go 9 out of 9 real quick, huh?
Works for me.
All right. So across the top, we got Broncos, Chargers, 1,000-yard rushings in a season. Going down, we got Pats, Texans, Giants. Okay. Giants, 1,000-yard rushers, easy, but we're not going to go there yet. Texans, 1,000-yard rushers, also easy.
I think I have Broncos, Texans.
What are you thinking?
Phillip Lindsay.
I don't remember him playing for the Texans, but you were a big Lindsey believer. Did he get in there and play a snap?
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I saw him score a touchdown for them.
I mean, hey, if you're wrong, then we just get to end early. So, you were right. 8% too. Good pull. Good pull.
Nice.
Broncos Pats is it Wes Welker?
Yeah.
Wes Welker. Wow, that was the popular answer. Broncos Giants. You have to come back to that one. That's definitely, there's got to be a quarterback there.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers. Phillip Rivers play for any of these other teams? No. What about wide receiver? Chargers is hard. I don't know many Chargers, if I'm being real. Antonio Gates? No. Oh, what about that tight end for the Chargers that was... No, he went to the Rams, right? Who am I thinking of? Black guy. Currently on the Rams. Or no, he's on the Chargers. Sorry. He's still on the Chargers. Gerald Everett. Where did he play before the Chargers?
He played for any of these.
He played with the Rams before, I think.
Yes.
Either way, let's knock out these 1,000-yard rushers, yeah?
Sure.
Patriots 1,000-yard rushers actually.
James.
Low key.
Oh wait, it's in a season. I was going to say James White, but James White definitely did not.
1,000 in a season is low key hard for the Patriots.
I mean Ramondre.
Lamondre. Oh, Ramondre.
Ramondre.
I don't. Did he get 1,000?
I feel like he had to have at least one. He's been there for 3 years.
All right, hang on. I'm trying to think of the other name before I select it. There was a running back that they brought in. Wait, is it 1,000 with the team? It has to be. Ramondre's the answer. Whatever. Yeah. 17%. Texans 1,000 yards. Arian Foster. I don't think. Who's their running back that is traded to that doesn't get used anymore?
Dameon Pierce.
Out of Florida. Yeah, I don't think he got 1,000 though. I think he got hurt like every year.
He had a 900-yard season.
let's go Arian Foster because he had to have. Yup. And then Giants, 1,000 yards. You got, was Tiki or Rondé the running back? I think it was Tiki Barber. Saquon, obviously. Let's go Tiki Barber. Ooh. Nah. Tiki Barber. All right. Now it gets tough. Broncos, Giants. No, we got to get somebody for the Chargers here. We got 3 spots.
Hunter Henry.
Junior Seau played for, I think Seau played for the Pats, though.
So did Hunter Henry.
For sure did, though. Hunter Henry for sure did. Yeah. Good pull. Texans Chargers is rough.
Yeah, that's such a short span because the Texans
Matt
have only been around.
Schaub might have went to the Chargers, but I doubt it. Defense. Think defense. Jadeveon Clowney never went to the Chargers. Khalil Mack never played for the Texans. Khalil Mack played college in New York, the state. Fun fact.
Did not know
Where'd
that.
he go to college? Name it.
Syracuse.
Buffalo.
Oh.
All right, Giants. Let's think Giants. Giants, Broncos. Giants, Broncos has to be so easy. Peyton Manning. Kyle Orton. Jake Plummer. Jake Plummer might have went to the Giants. My dad loves Jake Plummer. That's why I'm named Jake.
I think Kyle Orton. No, he'd never made the Chargers.
Let's take a break. Let's do the spin. Or should we wait on the spin? Because we've been losing when we go back to it.
I was going to say, we've been losing.
Let's save it. We said last week we were going to wait. All right, Chargers, Giants. Giants feels like there's somebody really recent.
Think so?
I keep thinking Kenny Galladay. He didn't play for the Chargers, though. Giants, Chargers. Let's name Mike Williams. No. Not super recent. Running backs.
I feel like there's a cornerback or a safety or something for the Chargers, Giants.
Did he go? Do you know what team he went from to, by chance?
I feel like he went from the Giants to the Chargers.
Are we thinking? I know the Chargers had a big signing of a safety, and he ended up being trash. Or he is so far.
Yeah, who was that?
I don't know. This might be a throwout. I got nothing for the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't have any.
All right, I'm just going to give up because I don't even have names to throw out. Let's give up and let's see who the top are. Tyrod Taylor. Damn it. Both of them. Brandon Marshall played for the Giants. I didn't know that. Tyrod Taylor. How do we not think of that? He had a fucking lung get pierced on the Chargers. Damn it. All right, 6 out of 9. Oh, well.
At least it's a good number.
It always is, man. I feel like we're always at 6 somehow. All right, let's get this logged in here. The numbers.
What are the numbers?
I just realized that I had my whole setup different this week. There we go. We are on a losing streak when it comes to the numbers, man. We need a dub bad.
Yeah.
Do you want to do something with the repeat number or no? No, we can't because the second we change it,
I
it's
was
going
to say.
All right, let's see how our numbers. There's 2 in a row for us right there, 30 and 3. Probably if we would have stopped and went and fucking did it. That's all right. It's going to go 3 in a row for us here.
Oh.
5.
No.
I like 5 for a repeat. Ooh, 100x
So do I.
on the 5. I do like 5 for a repeat though. It's cute. It's a cute number.
Lot of
0,
lot of
2,
lightning numbers
3,
sitting here.
9,
We got 3.
5, 22, 23, 24, 30. What did I forget? 13. I'm getting pretty good at that. Yeah, look at that. 3 lightning numbers in the last, what did they do, 12 rolls? Ooh, we got to check how hot our numbers are quick. 30's hot, and that's it. 3's cold, 22's cold. It's all right. Here we go. Give us a lightning. Just give us 1.
Oh.
22. Okay, we got 22. 100x. We'll take it.
Isn't
I'll take a little
22
100x. Yeah, it was actually. So that means it's due.
I was going to say, it's due. Oh,
right over it. 33. That thing rolled forever. Man, what a losing streak we got going. Whew.
Yeah, that's gross.
So what are we? We're up 240. At one point, were we up like 320 or something?
Yeah.
Phew. Losing streak. Well, that's it for this week. 2 episodes away from the 2-year anniversary. So look out for that. It's coming. We still haven't even talked about what we're going to do for special, but we'll figure something out, won't we?
Yeah, we got 2 weeks.
All right. Everybody, have a great week. Sorry, have a great weekend. Let's hit some tanks, or some tutties. We'll see you next week.
Peace.